everybody doing? It's Paul from Magpie 24/7. I'm en route to St James's Park. I've just had Local Hero banging out. Wind is down. It's an absolutely beautiful day today. It always has to be this sort of way, last game of the season, doesn't it, at home? But yeah, wind is down. Local Hero blasting out for everybody and around to be able to hear. Two fucks not given. Spreading the gospel here, wide, far, near, wherever it needs to be spread out, really. But heading up now to Tyneside to take in today's game. A massive week ahead of us. 3 games, 2 away, 1 at home today. It's the send-off for Castor. Thank fuck for that. Not only was the deal littered with problems, complications, issues with manufacturing and so on and so forth. But you know, we're getting Adidas back and we're getting rid of one of the possibly worst commercial kit deals, not only in kit, you know, in club history, but throughout the Premier League. It's got to be one of the worst deals ever. Looking forward to be able to seeing the benefits of all the merchandise being sold, all the shirts being sold, you know, so on and so forth in future years. Now we've got this deal with Adidas sorted, so you know it's a great day. It's another one of those last Mike Ashley reminders gone and out of the door. By the next time Newcastle United play at St James's Park, we will be in the brand new Adidas kits. I can't wait. I cannot fucking wait to see what they come up with. If the leaks, if the rumours, if the stuff on social media is correct, they are going to be special. And just in case they take whatever money it is, just take it. I'll have a few of each probably. But yeah, heading up to Tyneside now, and as per last week's video, which I did really well on, I predicted pretty much to a nail, to a T, to a point, the exact score. I've got that one totally not right. I should have put a few quid on it, alas. Today I do think it's a case of Newcastle United turning up in the right frame of mind, going about business and getting the first of 3 crucial displays right and getting the points right. So today I'm going to go. They've got the injuries. Yes, we've still got a few injuries. We've got some issues in defence. As long as the defence holds solid, I'm expecting a sort of 3-0 day. That's how I feel going into it. Again, just like I said last week, I might end up with totally and utterly egg on my face afterwards, but this is my prediction before a ball has been kicked, before the team sheet has been looked at, who is playing, who isn't playing. And it's taking it in with a pinch of that salt because of our defence. That is my only slight worry. You know, we're playing a right back at centre back. But, you know, by and large, I am feeling confident. They're not on the best of form. Their season is pretty much just petered out. You know, again, the issues around European football and injuries. You know, you've only got to look at them to see how it could have gone. And I think our squad has performed miracles and, you know, playing square pegs and round holes all season and stuff. But, you know, we've got Joe Linton back, Mickey back, Wilson back, Pope back, pushing for a start in this game. I just think it could be one of them games where it's about 3-0, to be honest. And then that sets us up for a great game against Manchester United midweek and then Brentford. If we can get 7 points out of the week, that should be enough to get it done. We're capable of getting all 9. We are capable of getting all 9, and I'd love to be able to finish above Manchester United, to turn them over, and to qualify, you know, higher up in the pecking order than them would be absolutely fucking perfect. And yes, Sir Jimmy can stick that up his fucking nose, and yeah, what a twat that man is. But anyway, I'll leave that for later on. Got a few things to say about that situation, which I'll probably tag onto the video later on. So I'll leave it here for now, and then the video will come back after the game, after it all has been said and done, and hopefully 3 points in. Well, I've let that one simmer down a bit. Obviously stayed behind for the lap of appreciation, lap of honour. On my way back down home, and that did not go according to plan, to say the fucking least, to be honest. That sums Newcastle United's season up in a nutshell, to be honest. You know, 1 minute you're sort of feeling very confident, you're up, you're high, and the next minute you're feeling quite down and deflated. And we've just sort of fallen short, to be honest. We've dominated most of the ball, most of the possession, but we just didn't do enough with the ball. You know, we've scored in every home game this season, which is something we haven't done in a very, very long time. But we've been disappointing. We haven't worked their keeper enough today. The limitations of the squad were there, laid bare for us all to see. Injury, suspension, lack of options, carrying passengers, youngsters on the bench who aren't ready to sort of make a difference into the first team, and so on and so forth. It doesn't tell you all of the story today, you know, by a long shot. I don't think it's a game where you're ranting and raving against the players. You know, I think they've gone out there, they've tried the best. The weather, you know, I don't want to use that as any sort of excuse. It's the same for both. But yeah, ultimately, you'd think Brighton had nothing to play for. Newcastle United are fighting tooth and nail, balls deep in a European battle, and we haven't taken advantage at the end of the day, and that's disappointing for me. I've expected a little bit more fight. I expected a little bit more heart and desire. I don't think Brighton offered Hardies anything at all, and I think based upon the 90, if I was a neutral, I'd probably say a point was probably the fair result based upon it all. But the referee didn't help things. Brighton didn't help the game. Dropping every 2 seconds their keeper was absolutely shocking. His time wasting was pathetic. It was anti-football, and you know, people getting on about Newcastle United. It's not. It's literally happening to us all the time. And here was another perfect example. They were dropping for cramp all the time. Their keeper was taking the piss. It's not game management. It's not like that. It's taking the piss. It's cheating. And he did it throughout. The referee did nothing, but that was very much in keeping with the referee. The referee was fucking useless. He was atrocious. And again, I've said this throughout the season: win, lose or draw, the standards of refereeing in this country are shit and getting shitter by the fucking second. He was awful today. Did nothing to sort out the problem. He liked it to be literally all about him all the time. Newcastle were trying to take quick free kicks, quick corners, keep the game moving, get the tempo going, and he was adamant. He was blowing his whistle all the time. I was ready to shove his whistle where the sun didn't fucking shine, to be honest. He was absolutely abysmal. I haven't seen the shouts and the penalties back, but I don't understand why we're going down if that's what's actually happened. To me, certainly the Mickey one looked like an absolute stonewaller, but I'm yet to see them back, so I can't really comment about them. Reacting to it straight away without seeing the game back from the vantage point that I had in the strawberry corner. Just gutted. Feel it's an opportunity missed. Hopefully it doesn't come to bite us back in the arse. We've got two very winnable games. Almost a playoff against Manchester United, who you'd expect to lose tomorrow against Arsenal. We've got the advantage going in to that game. If we can get 2 victories in the next 2 games, European football secured, that would be absolutely fantastic. That would be great. But I can't help but think that they fucked up a bit today. They really have fucked up a bit today. Surprise, surprise, we didn't have the options to be able to change it really too much from the bench. I was glad to see Joe Linton come on, and I think he starts in the next game. I really do. Harvey Barnes is there, and for me again has to start in the next game. Hopefully Isak isn't fucked. He came off today, and again, nobody on the bench to be able to bring on, not another striker, because yet again Callum Wilson, now this, it's not a knock against him because he's a fantastic striker, he's a great player, his minutes per goal is absolutely fantastic, of course it is, but the lad is made of glass. He ain't made of steel, is he? You know, constantly just got back after a spell missing, plays a game or 2 and then isn't available today. It's the same old tired story yet again from Callum Wilson. I love him, he's a great striker, but he's not fucking fit anywhere near enough. It's so frustrating. And Eddie spoke before, you know, the game about having to get nasty, having to be ruthless, making the difficult decisions, disrupting and maybe cutting up some of the team and rebuilding a little bit of the team. And it's players, unfortunately, like Matt Targett, it's players like Paul Dummett, it's players like Callum Wilson and your Mickeys of the world. There's going to have to be some difficult conversations and some difficult choices that are made, and it's not a knock upon their quality, certainly with the likes of Callum Wilson, but it's a reality in that we can't afford to carry passengers when you've got two strikers and one of the striker is missing 75% of the time because he's constantly picking up strains and niggles that keep him out for a few weeks at a go. You cannot afford to do it. I was not shocked when I saw the team news today. I put the post up a couple of days ago and I spoke about the fact that I didn't think that Callum Wilson was going to make this game, and that's how it turned out. I also, going back to my prediction video, yes, I predicted a comfortable day's work for Newcastle United today, and if we'd got the first goal it might have been different, of course, but I did put a post up saying, you know, Matty scored, so Sean had to score. Sean did score. It was nice to see him you know, put a decent shift in today and to get the equaliser, but alas, it just wasn't to be. For all, we had plenty enough with the ball, didn't do anything about it. The decisions on passes today were shocking. You know, I didn't think Elliot Anderson had his best game. Jacob Murphy, you know, again, we talk about making the difficult decisions, and you know, it's not a case of revolution over evolution. I totally get that, but there are going to be some disappointed boys there. We just can't afford to carry everybody. You know, your Matt Targets of this world, like I touched upon, your Callum Wilsons, so on and so forth. Does Elliot Anderson go out on loan next season and get hopefully regular week in, week out game time? You know, with Willig back, I can't imagine us getting rid of Sean Longstaff. We're still Bruno, with Tonali to come back in. I mean, Tonali's been such a miss this season, I've no doubt about it. But alas, I'm just frustrated, just a little bit down. It's not an angry situation, it's nothing like that, but just it's a sigh, isn't it? What could have been. The thing is as well, like, I was going into the game, like, pre-match, the atmosphere was up there with the PSG games. It was absolutely bouncing in the concourses outside the stadium. The noise was there, people were enjoying a few drinks, they were enjoying, it was a party atmosphere before the game started. The display, the noise to start the game off. Brighton weren't doing anything, and then they go and they literally have one chance and they score, and then from that point you're thinking it could be a long day, it could be a difficult afternoon, and that is what it turned out to be, a long, difficult, frustrating afternoon, with Brighton dropping to the floor at every given opportunity, with their goalkeeper wasting time and taking the piss throughout, and Newcastle United trying to do it with one arm tied behind the back with injuries, and obviously the Tonali suspension, lack of options from the bench from an attacking point of view. Tiring conditions, no doubt about it, out there for the players, but it's the same for both, and we just didn't do enough to get the victory. Top bottom of it, not good enough, and we've not been good enough at times, but we can still salvage European competition. And I think, look, with all the injuries, with all the obstacles, with the fixtures coming thick and fast and a limited squad, you know, to be still in European qualification at this stage of the, you know, season, 2 games left, I think is a credit to the lads, it's a credit to the coaches and the managers, and I stayed back and I applauded them, and just interested to see where we go now. Lots of talk about the fact that the PIF executives were today at St James's Park. Gareth Southgate was at St James's Park today, but lots of conversations taking place with regards to targets, to budgets, to work on the stadium, all sorts of things, but the main priority has to be player trading and what we can do and how far we can push it on, and the difficult decisions that need to be made. That everything hopefully has got rubber stamped over these last couple of days. They were getting shown around the training ground yesterday at St James's Park today, so fingers crossed that some positive decisions are made, and hopefully European football now has to be what the lads serve up for the travelling fans over the next 2 games. Just desperate trying to get tickets for the Manchester United game, but just wouldn't quite go, wouldn't quite drop. So unlucky, unless something comes up over the next couple of days, of course. Fingers crossed on that one, but alas, it brings down the end of the season in frustrating style. And one's a piece, a point. We're still in it. We're still there. Let's see how the next 2 games go. Fingers crossed. We'll be back at Magpie 24/7 really, really shortly. And in the meantime, take care. Keep it tuned. Thanks for your support. I'll speak to you later.